Welcome to Toy Review Land, everybody. Today we're going to take a look at our final Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure, Daredevil. And we're going to put together the Hobgoblin, finally. So I got Spider-Man hanging out, and he's got his pizza and his other head on so he can eat his pizza. And I got Spider-Girl rocking out. So let's take a quick look at the other figures that we've opened, and then we'll take a look at Daredevil. So we looked at this super cool Spider-Man 2099 figure, who's one of my favorites. I really like this figure and all the cool details and his super cool blue outfit and his awesome logo on his chest. And we also took a look at Spider-Woman, who is super cool and has the most awesome hair. I just love the way they designed and sculpted that hair. Isn't that cool? Spider-Woman looks awesome. And of course, we have the super creepy Anti-Venom. And he is a really crazy looking guy, but what an awesome figure. I love his head and his crazy mouth that's all on fire, and his gigantic claws, and his cool logo on his chest. What an awesome, crazy looking figure. I think this one is really cool, but he is fairly creepy. Yikes. And of course we have all of our Hobgoblin parts, but we'll take a look at him a little later. So let's check out Daredevil. So check out Daredevil. This is a really cool figure, and here's a couple more Hobgoblin pieces. And let's take a quick look at the back. So here's Daredevil up top, and then of course here are all of the figures that we've opened already. And there's Daredevil, the last one, and of course Hobgoblin. He's coming up next. So the little Daredevil blurb reads, "Without sight, but also without fear. When Daredevil senses evil, there's nowhere to hide." Wow, I thought that was going to rhyme for a second. And Matt Murdock is Daredevil, and I think he is just such a cool character. So let's go ahead and open him up and take a look at him. So check out Daredevil. This is a really cool figure, and he's ripped. He's so muscular, my gosh. And like all of the other figures, he has a ton of articulation. You can move his head all over the place, up and down, and side to side. And his arms move all over. And his chest doesn't kind of go in and out like Spider-Man's does, but he does have that cool ab crunch. And check out those abs. Holy cow! And I love the D on his chest. That is really cool. And I think his face looks really awesome. You see that? He's got his red eyes, which is pretty cool. And his mask actually, in the comics, covers up his eyes because he's blind and he can't see. And he looks pretty freaky with his mask on and his little horns. He's a pretty scary looking dude. And I wouldn't like to run into him in the back alley. I'll tell you that. And of course his legs turn all around and his knees bend and his feet swivel. So he has tons of articulation, just like all of the other figures. And he comes with this pretty cool pouch on his thigh, and it holds his fighting sticks. And his fighting sticks also go together and make a staff. Just like that. How cool is that? So he can fight with his staff, which is pretty cool. And in the comics, one of his weapons is actually his walking stick. Separates, and he can use that as a weapon. I don't think this is supposed to be his like walking stick. I think this is just the weapon he uses when he's out fighting crime. So that is pretty cool. So let's see if I can get Daredevil to stand up. That's always the challenge with these figures. At least for me it is. Hey, Daredevil stands up pretty good actually. Well, that is pretty awesome. And the other two things that came with Daredevil are the Hobgoblin's other arm, and check this out. How cool is this? It's a pumpkin grenade. One of the Hobgoblin's pumpkin grenades, which is pretty cool. So the time has come to put together the Hobgoblin. So let's start with his legs, and we'll snap him on his body. Just like that. Now we have the headless, armless Hobgoblin. Now let's put on his cool flying jetpack thing. I think it'd be a whole lot easier to put that on right now because of the straps. And that looks pretty cool. And now let's put on his arms. So we have his right arm and his left arm. Wow, he's looking pretty good. Now it's time for the creepy Hobgoblin head. Woo! And on it goes. So the Hobgoblin is all together. How cool does he look? Whoa, he looks really awesome. And I love these wings and his super creepy face. Oh my gosh. And I love the belt and all this detail on his armor and his buckles. That is just so cool. And his hood even looks really cool around his face. And here's the back of him. And there's some more armor. This kind of like chain mail, which is really cool looking. And in his backpack goes the sword hilt. Just like that. And I think he can reach back and grab his sword. Just like that. And when he pulls it out, whoosh, the sword erupts in flame. Just like that. How cool does that sword look? I love the way they did all the flames. I think that is super cool. And then in his other hand, he can hold his pumpkin bomb. Just like that. What a crazy looking villain. Oh! Hope that doesn't go off. Oh my gosh. What an awesome looking figure. I think this is maybe one of my favorites from this whole series. Just because he's so crazy looking. And he is really scary. That face. Yikes! And of course he has a lot of... He's kind of snappy too. When you move his chest around, he kind of snaps. But he has all of the articulation that all of the other figures do. In his hands and his elbows. And his knees don't bend. Well, his knees bend a lot. So he's got all of the articulation that the other figures do. Well, that is a pretty awesome character. And I think this is a really cool collection of figures. So here are all 7 figures in this Spider-Man Marvel Legends collection. And I gotta tell you, I think they are all super awesome. I love the regular Spider-Man. I totally love the Hobgoblin that we just put together. Spider-Girl and Spider-Woman are totally cool. Daredevil and Spider-Man 2099 are awesome. And creepy old Anti-Venom back there, well, he's pretty cool too. So let me know in the comments which of these figures is your favorite. And if you like this video and haven't done so yet, why don't you go ahead and subscribe by clicking on the great big orange subscribe button. And to watch some more fun toy videos, click on one of the pictures. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.